You want to send me to the hospital, David?
Yes.
Oh, yes, okay. So, I wish you best of health, Manny. Best of health. Just be well.
Well, Vladimir Klitschko's manager, Bernard Bont, spoke to Hawksby and Jacobs earlier on TalkSport today. He told the boys he was surprised about how much support his man is getting in the UK.
No, it's true. We were both very surprised. We were together in London for the PR tour, and I agree. I mean, we were very surprised how many people in the streets, in restaurants, even at Sky's headquarters, were congratulating Vladimir for his charming way, and they all wished him good luck, knock out the loudmouth. I mean, I think that England is well known all over the world for fair play. Boxing has its roots in England, same in soccer, and we all know that England, English fans, English athletes are known for fair play, for distinguished manner, and David Haye is the opposite. So I think that that's the reason why many fans don't like him.
We're going to catch up with Ron Lewis, who's in Hamburg for the Times very shortly. I wonder if it's going to be one-sided on Saturday night in Hamburg when Vladimir Klitschko responds to what David Haye has been saying. His pre-fight goading has been called disgraceful and disrespectful. You heard some of the comments there. Ron Lewis is the Times boxing correspondent. Has the trash-talking gone too far, Ron, do you think, this time around?
Real purpose to the trash talking, I don't think. I mean, David's often let his mouth run away with him before, and it seems to slide off him, but clearly it upsets Klitschko, and I think that's the motivation he's had to carry on going and keep trying to upset him more. I mean, his best chance in the fight, realistically, is if he gets Klitschko out of his normal pattern, and if Klitschko's more concentrating on trying to beat up David Haye than actually trying to win the fight, you know, that's a 0.1 for Haye.
As far as you're concerned so far, do you think David Haye has won the PR war that's going on between the two?
Oh no, he's lost it enormously. He lost both the press conferences in Hamburg and London before. I mean, you know, but what's that? I mean, you know, at the end of the day, the key thing is who wins on Saturday night in the ring. I think. Before, he obviously won the PR war in an extent in that when he was unknown as a heavyweight, he got the Klitschko's attention, and the famous T-shirts and the magazine spread with decapitated heads made him from who was a cruiserweight just moving up, another fighter among many, to the guy that Klitschko's wanted to fight. From there, he got the fight, he then beat Valiev, then kept talking, got the fight on his own terms very much. And, you know, since then, I don't think he's that bothered. I think Klitschko is the one who sees it as a longer-term thing. Haye wants to win the fight Saturday. He's doing everything he can to upset Klitschko.
Do you think David Haye's right to be so confident because his camp come across that way?
Who knows if he is? I mean, there's no point being overly humble, no point being too nervous about it. He knows what he's got to do, and he knows it's a very tough task in front of him. I don't think he's, I mean, obviously he's very confident, but I don't think he's underestimating Klitschko. I don't think he thinks... Sometimes you wonder if he talks down Klitschko enough, if he does win, the size of the achievement will be diminished because of... How much he's put down the guy he's facing. In a way, it's better to build up the guy you're facing, and then when you win, it looks a much better win.
Of the Brits that you've spoken to in Germany this week, are they all behind David Haye?
I haven't actually met any Brits apart from journalists in Hamburg this week. It's still Tuesday. I haven't met anyone coming out for the fight yet.
Because the way things are being portrayed here is that there's a bit of a shift in the support. Many people thinking that David Haye's maybe got a little bit too cocky, and there's a few English and UK-based supporters that are rooting for Vladimir Klitschko on Saturday night.
I think that's not a surprise. I don't think that's necessarily... I mean, obviously, this is a fight that will attract many casual fans, and they're not necessarily going to be attracted by... someone like David or what David's saying, you know, very much in the way, you know, the biggest TV star in modern boxing history was Tyson, and Tyson's unbelievably popular, but he's as unbelievably unpopular as he is popular. You know, many people, you know, see him as a real pariah, but to others he's still a hero no matter what he's done. I don't think, obviously, David's that sort of level. He's never been involved in any trouble outside the ring or anything like that. But that doesn't surprise me. And also, Klitschko's a big star. He's been around a long time. I mean, if you know, it doesn't surprise me if he goes to England. People are going to recognise him, go up to him and see him as a big star. Just because he's facing Haye, I don't think is necessarily going to follow that people are going to say, I want Haye to knock you out. People are glad to meet him.
Well, Vladimir Klitschko is taller, has got a better reach as well. How does Haye combat that?
I think he's going to try and rough him up. I think there's a school of thought that he'll try and do what he did against Valiev, which is essentially stay on the outside and move side to side and get Haye off and get the champion off balance, or Klitschko in this case off balance. I don't think that's going to work against a guy like Klitschko because he's a much tighter fighter. I think Valiev was slightly over the hill, and Klitschko's been there, done it. He's quicker than Valiev. I think essentially he's got to upset his game plan. I think he's going to try and get in close and stop Klitschko holding him, and I think he's going to do whatever he can in the ring to upset Klitschko, stop Klitschko holding him, stop Klitschko using his size on him. And I think, you know, some of the methods David uses might not necessarily be legal methods in the ring either. I expect a bit of a messy opening to the fight, and as it goes on, you know, Haye's chance comes in probably around between rounds 3 and 6.
Listen, cheers. Thanks, Ron. We appreciate that. That's good. It's a good insight from Ron Lewis, the correspondent from The Times, who's in Hamburg all week this week in the build-up to what is going to be an absolutely huge fight between Vladimir Klitschko and David Haye. Looking forward to that on Saturday.